Okay, hello friends, this is Yusuf again. Welcome to part 5 of our serverless AWS crash course. So last video we have seen the introduction of Lambda function. So in this video we're going to connect our Lambda function via API gateway. So let's get started. Let's go to the API tutorial, the API we created as part of this video, this series. So we have seen a get method and post method, right? So let's click on the get method on the hello resource, and currently we have a mock response, right? So what I'm going to do in the integration request, I'm going to change from mock to lambda function. Okay, so there is the option called lambda proxy integration. We'll just see this at the end of the video, but now as of now I'm not checking that box. And the region, let me give AP Southeast 1 because that is my current region of my AWS account, and the function name is demo lambda. Okay, it's coming automatically. Let's click save. Now again it's asking, you want to switch to lambda integration, we say yes. Okay, true. And then it says permission, because as I told earlier, all the AWS services are not given any permission to call other services. Okay, we need to give the permission explicitly. That's how the security is controlled in AWS. So now it says, if you want to call a lambda function by the API gateway, then you should have some permission. Do you want to give it or not? We say yes. Okay, give it. Let's wait for a second. Maybe wait for a couple of seconds. Cool. So now let's go back using the method execution. Now we see a different kind of, not different kind of, at least here we don't see a mock anymore. We see the lambda called demo lambda. Okay. Cool. So if you click on this particular link, it will take you to our lambda function. So currently our lambda function is having basically the logic of returning the data, right? So what I am going to do now, let's go to API gateway. We'll try to test it. Okay, we are not doing anything. We'll directly try to test it. Okay, let's go test, and here let's click test, and we see the response that missing required request parameter username. Okay, this is because in the get request we made this query parameter as mandatory. Okay, in the method request you can see query string username we made it mandatory. So I hope you remember doing our first video. Okay, so what we are going to do now, let's stick to that. To make it pass through, I'm giving the username query string and clicking test. Okay, now we see welcome guest to lambda. So what has happened? Okay, so this API gateway executed the lambda function passing some event object, and it got the result welcome guest to the lambda, which means definitely that event object is not containing a name attribute. Okay, that's why we get the guest. But what it contains, okay, what that event object contains, so we want to know that, right? So for that, now it comes to the benefit of CloudWatch. Okay, let's go to the CloudWatch. We just invoke this function, right? We will see what has happened in the lambda function in the CloudWatch. Okay, just give it a second. Okay, it's opening up. Okay, so here let's take the latest log group. Okay, basically we don't see anything first of all. Okay, which means the event object doesn't contain anything. Okay, but I want to see what the event object will contain. So let's go to the API gateway. Okay, let's go to method execution. Okay, so here in the integration request, come down, and there is a mapping template. Okay, so this mapping template will be used to send the event payload to the lambda function. Okay, let me click the second option when there are no templates defined, and click on add mapping template, and let's add a application/json. Click checkbox. Now we get a small text area to provide the input. Okay, let me give it a name. Okay, key as name, and provide that maybe I'll provide John. Okay, so we are just creating a simple JSON in the integration request by providing the mapping template. Okay, let's see if I save this one, come back and test it. Okay, let's see what it does. So we are still keeping the username as Yusuf as a query parameter because that is needed for that get function, and let's test it. Now we see welcome John to Lambda. Okay, now if you go to CloudWatch and then I can click here, which will automatically retry and then give the result of the latest thing. Okay, let's see if we are getting it. If we are, okay, we got it. Okay, now you can see this function is having the name as John, which is printed here, which means we got this as part of the event object. Okay, now we got the idea that we can pass the event object from integration request. Okay, now I have a different requirement. My requirement is I am passing the username as part of the query string, right? Username is equal to something. Now I want that name to be passed to the lambda function. Okay, but you know that lambda function is expecting the event object, which means we need to do some logic here, and somehow we need to bring the query parameter into the value of this particular key. Okay, which means how to retrieve the username query parameter in this section. Okay, that is the question. So for that, let's use the same logic. I think you remember we used this logic for the mocker as well. Go to the syntax is method dot request dot query string dot username. Okay, so let's save it. Now what will happen during this life cycle in the integration request before the lambda calls, this will take the username value from the query string and put into the name attribute and send it as a event payload. Okay, let's test it. Come down. So I'm giving username as Yusuf and test it. Now we see welcome Yusuf to Lambda. Okay, if you go to CloudWatch and then if you see the, okay, let's give it some time. Okay, so if you don't get here, then the okay, we got it. Nice. Okay, so you can see the name Yusuf came. Yeah, now you're trying to understand what we are trying to do, right? So ABI gateway is having the ability to manipulate, okay, the request and then provide the result or the inputs to the lambda function accordingly. Okay, now we have seen username coming from query string, we are converting into a event payload, sending it. Okay, but now assume I don't want to do this. Okay, I want to consume the username value directly in the lambda function. Okay, I don't want to do any manipulation. Okay, how do we do that? Okay, that's the second question. Now for that, what we are going to do, let's come down. That's what the integration request of proxy integration is going to help us. Okay, I'm going to just click this checkbox. It is telling that I'm going to change that to proxy integration. Let's click OK. Again, it's asking some permission. Okay, let's click OK. So this permission is to send the whole request body or the headers and everything to the function. Okay, so now what we are seeing here, we don't have any more to give the mapping template and so on. Okay, now the lambda function has to handle it everything. So with this one checkbox change, let's come back and test and see what happens. So here we need to give the username because that is as part of the validation. Okay, and let's click the test and we get the internal server error. Okay, now we started to wonder what's happened. Okay, I will tell. If the proxy integration is switched on, then the API gateway will expect the response from Lambda in a specific format. Okay, let's see what is that format is all about. Okay, let's go to Lambda. Where is the Lambda? Here is the Lambda. Okay, let's go to configuration. Okay, let's come down the function code, zoom it up. Okay, so as of now I'm just quickly tell you the format, and in our next video we'll see in detail. The format is nothing but const response res is equal to, it should be a Java JSON object which should have a status code of whatever the status code we want to return, and then it should have a key called body which should contain the response in a string format. Okay, which means JSON dot stringify. Then I'm going to give this response into here. Okay, now let me move this code to the top. Okay, now I'm going to send the res, okay, this value in the callback. So what we have done, we have given the status code directly, and whatever we want to send the response, we put that into the body of that particular response. Okay, then we are sending the response. Now with this change, let's save this and come back to API gateway and let's test it. Okay, now we see welcome guest to Lambda. So what has happened? We are able to get the response from Lambda by making that change on the response structure. But what is important now is what was the event object. Okay, what is the event object? So let's go to the CloudWatch. Okay, let's give it some time. It's ready trying. Okay, come down. Now we can see here, if you we got the whole lot of information in the event object now. Okay, so if you make the proxy integration on, which means your Lambda function has to take care of all the logics and everything. Okay, the whole request object with the values will be sent back to the Lambda function. That's how we are seeing the resource path, HTTP method and query string, everything. Okay, now if I want to make use of that query string, then basically what we need to do, we need to access something like event dot query string parameter dot username, then it will work. Okay, let's copy this, go to Lambda. So now since I make the proxy integration on, I know that the event object will contain a query string parameter which we are on which we are expecting some value. So here it will be username, it won't be name, because we know that the input being sent with the query string parameter as username. Okay, let's change that to username, and if it is available, then let's take the same thing, copy and replace it here. Okay, and then this name will be substituted into this variable, and then the response and everything. Okay, let's save it. Let's go back to API gateway and let's test it. Okay, now we got welcome Yusuf to Lambda. This is coming because now this username value is passed in the event object under the query string parameter. Okay, query string parameter, and we are receiving that username and replying the responding to the API gateway with that particular name. Okay, that's how we are getting it. So yeah, so that is the introduction of how to connect our API gateway with the Lambda function. So let's quickly do a small recap. So we have just seen how to call the API gateway by just providing in the integration request here as a Lambda function. Second, we have seen how to create the event object. If it is not a proxy integration, then we'll go to the mapping template and then create the event object. And if we need to transform something, it's possible in the mapping template. If you want to handle everything in the Lambda, then let's enable the proxy integration, and so the API gateway will pass the whole request object to the Lambda function, and in Lambda function we should have all the logics to pass through parse the event object and get the required result and send back to API gateway whatever we want. So I think this is first video we crossed more than 10 minutes I think. So try to review this video one more time and try to execute the same thing by yourself, and if you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. In the next video we are going to see how to call a post endpoint and call a API gate Lambda function. Okay, so to make that interesting, let's see that in next video. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.